Is that good enough? It's not done yet. Al dente. Al not dante.
That's my plate!
All right, everybody. Today we're gonna turn this into this. We're gonna take 2 whole quarters of moose meat that came off a moose that kid right there got to pack out of the woods, and we are going to turn it into hamburger and steaks that we're gonna be eating throughout the winter over the next several months. All right, so we've got the 2 quarters hung up right here. They've been hanging for a couple of days. We've had them up here dry and cool here under the tarp. Here's why we got this hanging up with game bags, because that little fly right there is trying to get to the meat. It can smell the meat, but he can't get to it. So he's gonna hang out there with me. Keeps the meat dry, but lets the air get to it. Also keeps the bugs off of it right there. So we're gonna start with the front shoulder. It's a little lighter, a little more straightforward. Here it comes. Now this is heavy. This is gonna be pushing 75, maybe even up to 100 pounds. So you gotta be careful with it. Temperatures have been about 40 degrees here. Just perfect for this meat to hang outside. Give you a look at this thing right here. So here's the front quarter. That's a lot of meat right there. We're gonna be cutting this into different sections, into steak meat, as well as turning the rest of just the extra stuff into hamburger that we'll be using for all kinds of different stuff. Spaghetti, tacos, burgers, all that kind of stuff. And the kids here are gonna help me do the whole process. All right, there we go. All right, boys, here we go. Your first job is to go around and pick off all the little bits of loose hair that are left on the meat. Get that all nice and clean. So we're gonna start trying to cut some meat off here. We're gonna target the main muscle groups and try to keep them together. It'll make it easier to cut them into steaks in the different sections that we wanna do that. That's mainly gonna be the larger sections of meat, but that chunk right there is gonna go in the bucket. We're gonna take that inside.
Heavy.
You can sit on the ground, it's okay. Good job, bud.
Why is it not a meat?
All right, so there's the bone right there. You can see it right there. It's the big front leg bone. All right, boys, what's rule number 1 when you're cutting with a knife?
Keep it pointed in the safe direction.
No, that's a gun.
Yeah, but this
What's the, well, you do want to keep it pointed in the safe direction. That's true. The big rule is never cut toward yourself or another person.
Because you've had a friend that cut his leg.
Yep, I had friends doing this. One guy, I had a friend in Wyoming years ago, and he was working on an elk just like this, and pushed the knife down, and it went into his thigh, and almost killed him. He barely survived.
How?
So we want to be very careful. So as I'm cutting this, I'm cutting up at the moment. I'm not going to leave my hand right here, right? I'm going to put my hand down when I'm cutting up. And then when I'm cutting down, I'm going to make sure you're not in the way. And I'm going to put my hand above the knife, so I'm never cutting toward my hand. Right?
I see the bony.
Yep, there's the bone right there.
Yeah, bone. Are we cut
The big white thing. Don't stick your finger in there, dude. Keep those fingers away.
Can we cut bones with knives?
All right, so one other thing you got to remember is when you leave your meat hanging like that, the top layer of the meat here is going to dry out, and you don't really want that going in with your meat that you're going to be trying to preserve. So we're going to cut that off as thinly as we can along that top layer, because that's what dried out and was protecting all this good meat here underneath. That's what's going to go in the grinder. All right, put this thing on here first. Lock this thing in. This thing is heavy, but it needs to be. It's going to do a lot of work here for us. The auger in right there. Lock it in place. Then we've got the actual blade here. This is what's going to actually be cutting the meat. It's going to be going up against this thing. It's going to be sliding like this and cutting that meat, and the auger is going to be forcing the meat through here. So we're going to set this thing on there. And then last piece right here. And that's true. This is a new pusher right here. The last one got stuck down in there. We didn't get it back. So, yeah.
How do you tell the difference between fat and gristle?
Just, the way it looks, just like telling the difference between a pink salmon and a silver salmon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's look right here. So that right there is gristle. See how it's all shiny and you can see the lines in it? That's gristle. You don't want to eat that. That doesn't add anything to your meat. And this stuff right here, this white, kind of chalky looking stuff, breaks apart. That's fat, and we do want that to stay in the meat. All right, when we got a piece cut up fairly nice like that, toss it over here in the pile, and that's what's going to go in the grinder to make some burger. There you go. All right, so this one's got a bunch of that dried meat here on top. Threw that right there, just like that. There we go. And there's that dried out layer of meat right there. We can set that aside. And now we've got all fresh, clean meat there on the inside that we can cut either into steaks or throw over there in the pile for burger. So this piece of meat right here is just about the right thickness. We like about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch wide for our steak meat. And that just looks like great tender meat. And then we're gonna cut this here into some steak slabs, so just something about just like that. Got like that. Got like that. There we go, we got 4 little steak slabs. Throw that in a package all together, and that's gonna be a whole meal for my family right there. And again, that's what people need to remember. Not everyone appreciates hunting, but this is why we hunt, because it's food. Instead of just going down to the store and buying meat, I can just go out in the woods and get it. And this is natural meat, this is wild meat, and it didn't cost me $6 a pound to go get. So that right there is about a whole meal for my family. And we got a whole bunch of that to go.
Cookies. This done.
Eat it
And you
right
want
now. Do it.
regular spaghetti, not angel hair. Another handful of meat in there.
Who's the super weasel?
Me.
You. Who's the wild weasel?
Him.
Him. Hey, who's the diesel weasel? Me.
Can you remind me how to do it?
Yep, here. How about you take this thing for me?
Okay.
Let me wrap this one. Wrap it over the corner like that. Once over, you squish the side, flip it over like that, squish the side, flip it over like that. 1, 2, 3, done.
That didn't really make any sense. What? Don't pull this up.
Mojo.
Okay,
Done.
ready enough?
I'm not sure whose writing job here looks nicer. Mine or the little guys? Let me know down in the comments. Me? All right, so now we're gonna start cutting these parts that are going to go in the grinder into thinner strips like this. This allows the grinder to cut through it quicker, process it quicker, and keeps it from getting all clogged up. What you definitely don't want to do is get that thing stuck, because it will get it stuck real good. You're gonna spend 15 minutes trying to fix your mess. All right, so now we're gonna do some grinding. I'm gonna let the kids drop the meat in there, but I'm gonna be running the machine. Here's a foot pedal here on the ground. I'm gonna be running that to make sure that we don't end up damaging someone's fingers if at all possible. Now, remember, we got the little stick here. That's what we shove the meat down in with, but hopefully, because we cut these into smaller sections, we can just drop them in there and we don't even need this thing. But if we do, we do. All right, we also wanna run it through twice. Once the meat all goes through, it's gonna be all ground up. We're gonna put it back through a second time just to make sure it all breaks down real good before we start packaging it. Throw one little piece down in there.
Good.
Take it.
Can't see it. See it? Got it. I did fire a long time ago. I can't wait to keep them into walls.
Stick your fingers down there.
Drop it in. No more.
No more?
Yep.
All done?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna stop right there. You see there's still a little bit of meat left in there. That's okay, because we're gonna take this meat here now, we're gonna put it back in there and grind it through a second time, okay? So it comes out even finer. That right there, that's what we're looking at. That's that red gold that we're gonna be eating for the next several months.
It looks good.
It is, that's good.
And
Now that's just a small portion of the front shoulder.
that feels gross.
Feels gross, why does it feel gross? Bleh.
Because it's worms.
It's worms. It's not worms, it's meat.
It's worms.
It's
It's
not
fire worms. And I also say it's bones.
All right, here we go. We're gonna drop all this back over in here,
Oh,
just like that.
it's all gonna fall in.
Hey, back up, back up. There we go.
It was high.
there we go. Go ahead and back up for me, bud. Now we're going to set this over here, and we're going to package some of this up. Show you how we do that.
I don't have any weight on me.
So now, first thing we're going to do here is get some saran wrap. About a foot of it right here. And we're going to try to make it about 2 pounds of grind for every package that we have here. There's no specific amount we have to have, but about 2 pounds is good. So we're going to grab about that much right there. Fit there in our packaging. We're going to wrap it up nice and good and tight. Try and squeeze it just a little bit, get the air out of it as much as we can. Boom, just like that.
What does air do?
Air damages the meat. So when you're freezing meat like this, the 2 biggest enemies of frozen meat is air and moisture. So we want our meat dry, which is why I've been hanging it for the last several days. And as we package it, we want to squish that air out as much as possible to help preserve it for longer. What are you doing?
I was getting some air out.
Are you doing it? This way? That's fine. Start at the corner. Sharper angle. Or whatever, yep, right there in the corner. Roll it 1 time, then tuck the corners in. Wrap it tight. Nice, good job, dude. Right there, dude.
Can I write this after?
M O O S E. Well, we all know what that is, right? Yeah, because we can spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're homeschooled. Drop it on there. There you go. Now fold the other corner over. Squeeze it just a little bit. Get that air out. Fold it over. There you go. Squeeze it. Get the air out. Squeeze it. Back into the shape of a brick. Squish both sides. There you go. M-O-O-S-E. That'll work. Good job, dude.
High five.
Yeah.
High five.
All right, we're all done with all the meat cutting. Done right there. Boys are gonna run the last little bit of the grinding, and then we're gonna package it, and then we're gonna cook some up for dinner. Hey boys, what do you think we should have for dinner?
Fireworms.
Fireworms.
Moose spaghetti.
Moose, I like it. Moose spaghetti sounds good. All right, boys, we're gonna double grind that, and we're done.
Ready?
Ready? Wait, safety first. Bowls ready?
Uh-huh.
Meat guys, are you ready?
Yes.
Grinder, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, set, go.
This isn't.
All right, we're done with the grinder here. We're gonna take a few pounds out for dinner. Set that aside. Mom's over there working on dinner right now.
Yeah, you better not put me in there.
She's in her Nazgul phase right now. She's hiding under her cowl.
Feeding boys, so.
Feeding men. That better?
Yep,
More?
that's good.
Watch the magic. I'll show you a secret, ancient technique. You ready? One more time, and you're done. Look at that. Nice packaging, nice flat surface to write on, and you're done. Oh. You got pretty good handwriting. It's looking pretty good. Oh, mess you up here.
Hey!
Oh, look at
Hey, still have nicer handwriting than Dad, even if he tries
that.
to.
Ooh.
T.
G-R.
I.
N-G-O. G-R.
Stop.
Grind. G-R-I-N-D. Just in case. Boom. That'll work. Yeah.
His handwriting is better than yours.
What? No way. All right, new competition. Who wins? Dad, bro number 2, or bro number 3? Dad,
Don't show
bro number
the
2,
mom.
bro number 3.
Show the mom.
Then I'll win.
Is that Mom's right there?
No.
I don't
Yeah.
think Mom wrote that
Mommy, this one's yours. What about her
one.
map?
Ooh, some Italian seasoning on there.
Dad, what about her map?
Do not use that.
I'm so gonna use that. That's great. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of fresh salmon here where we live, but moose meat, fresh moose meat, unfrozen, is a little hard to come by. So
Organic, free range.
organic, that's right. For all you organic people out there, this is as organic as it gets.
Daddy, I forgot how to do it.
What?
Can you remind me how to
And free range, so it's more expensive. Ooh, sauce is my favorite part right here.
How do you know spaghetti's done? You throw it at the wall and see if it sticks.
Oh! Yeah.
You're cleaning that.
What? No, you are.
No, you are.
I'm not.
I guess the spaghetti's done.
Okay, never mind.
I got some of it.
It's not done yet.
Daddy,
Al dente.
Yeah, where you
Al not dante. All right, let's see what this brother can do. Duh.
Glass, wait.
Moosey. Stop it! Stop it! I will mark your face with this. Stop it! I'll give you a mustache. Yeah. I'm trying to help out your punctuation. Ah, there. Moose grand. Stop it.
are you starving?
Moose grand.
Oh, there's bloody tongue.
You made it worse. Now it's moose grand. See how I'm patting my chances here? I just mess with everyone else's stuff. They end up scraping it off themselves and making it look bad. So, all right, boys, let me show you how it's done. Right here, hold this for me. Right there. Stop it.
Stop.
Moose. Right there. Look, you are so slow at this. Right now, faster. Follow it. Ready? Moose grand. Didn't work.
That's my plate! Don't drop it back in my plate! This one was yours, obviously.
It's really good. I love you.
I'm just gonna slam my face and not. Thank you, Peter.
Pretty good.
I know that I'm gonna.
Nice.
Like this video and subscribe to the channel.
We did it. All right. See you later.
Lemon squeezy.